Next concept we're going to look at is difference of two squares. Before we start factorising, we're going to quickly have a little review of expanding. We're particularly going to look at expanding binomials when the brackets are conjugates. Now, conjugate is a very fancy word that means the brackets are almost the same, but one has a plus in the middle and one has a minus in the middle. So, for example, it might be a plus 7 and then a minus 7. These brackets are conjugates. So they're the same terms, but one with a plus in the middle, one with a minus. Now, if I expand these brackets, something nice happens every single time. So I start with a times a, which is a squared.
That's the answer.
Then I do a times minus 7, which is minus 7a. Then I do 7 times a, which is plus 7a. And 7 times minus 7, which is minus 49. Now, the middle two terms are going to disappear every single time because one's going to be a positive and one's going to be a negative, and they're going to be the same term. So they will completely cancel out. Charlie, focus. Leaving me with a squared minus 49. This here is called the difference of two squares. Why?
Because it's the difference.
It's a difference.
Oh.
It's the difference, and they're two squares. Because this one is an a squared. What's this one?
B squared.
7 squared.
7 squared. 49 up. So can you see? Quiet. Can you see how these are related? What's the relationship between the question and the answer here?
And they're both A's.
The A's have been squared, the 7's have been squared, and it's the difference, hence the heading difference of two squares. So when I expand them, I end up with this. Factorising, as we know, is the reverse of expanding. So if I had this as the question, then this is my answer. So if my question was x squared minus 9, how am I going to end up with brackets? X squared minus 9 is the same as x squared minus 3 squared. Oops. So what are my brackets?
Where did you get that from?
X.
So 9 is 3 squared. Well done, Sam. Does everyone see what Sam did there?
No, because you did all the work. You wrote it.
But do you understand, Mason, what's going on?
Just reverse it.
So first of all, I identified what are the two things being squared, and then I recognised that they would have come from expanding a pair of conjugates, which is the same bracket, but one with a plus and one with a minus. So if I had something like 4m squared minus 25. 4m squared minus 25. What is the first thing? What's been squared there to make a 4m squared? 2m. Well done, Sam. So this is 2m that has been squared minus, what was this one? 5 squared.
5 squared.
So what are my brackets?
2m minus 5.
2m minus 5. 2m plus 5. See how they are.
Well done. Do we need one more example?
Yes.
Yeah, one more example. Why not?
Alright, one more example.
Extend
Say I have...
Extend the page.
Yes.
Maybe it's 13, 13.
Abby has something
No, make it go for another hour and 10.
What's wrong, Abby?
That'll take forever.
What if it's like 4 squared minus f squared? I've let it.
Divide into 5 and
We're going to let us on both of them now.
The other one.
So, in this question, looks a bit yucky, but what's the first thing? What's been squared there?
Oh.
What was squared here?
A squared.
3ab was all squared to make this. Because 3 squared is 9, and then a squared came from a. Got that? And this was 4x. I stepped right in.
Oh,
So you're just square rooting.
Yeah.
you're good at rooting.
So what are my brackets?
What are your brackets?
Charlie? What are my two conjugates?
3.
I really have no idea.
The first term here is
3ab
Minus.
minus 4ab.
X
3AB plus 4x.
Sorry.
Oh.
Because it's not the same thing, they're the conjugates. Does that make sense,
Yeah, I
Charlie?
got it, yeah, I
You
get
got it?
Same thing, you just change the
Alright, you guys ready to try that from the worksheet?
No, absolutely.
On to the next page, let's go.
What page is?
Which